Hi guys, it's Jimalion, and today we are going to talk about how to deal with insecurities in a relationship. Now, I first want to do two things before I start to talk about the topic. I want to establish a nickname because I feel as though Jimalion is a very complicated name. It is a mouthful. Am I right or am I right? You'll probably look at it like, oh my god, what species of dinosaur is that? What even is a Jimalion? So instead of constantly choking on a bowl of alphabet soup trying to pronounce my name, I'm going to give you three nicknames that people call me to do away with my long, complicated name. So we're going to put Jamilion on the box in the shelf to collect dust. A lot of people call me Jay because that's simple, it's straight to the point, you can't mess it up. A few people call me JP, that is the first letter of my first name and the first letter of my second name, and then you got JP. And then the last name, which I particularly like because it makes me feel really cool, is Mills. That comes from the beginning, the middle of my first name. Now, this does not work well for me in social settings because my nickname is a lot cooler than I really am in real life. So people introduce me as, hey, this is my friend Mills, and people automatically assume that I'm some rapper, like underground rapper, and I have like an awesome following, which is not true. If I was a rapper, I would probably have to make a new identity and move to Thailand because people would throw my albums at me and then they would proceed to throw tomatoes at my face. So, yeah, not becoming a rapper anytime soon. Or you can make up your own, whatever suits you. So, like I said, today's topic is about how to deal with insecurities within a relationship. Now, this is something that I feel that everybody, young, old, prehistoric, male, female, dog, cat, can relate to. We're human, we have flaws, and there are these flaws that we may not necessarily like, but we wish we could obliterate, but we are born the way that we are. So there is no list of how to deal with insecurities in a relationship. Sometimes we go into a relationship and we question, if they don't like this certain thing about me, are they going to leave me? Or are they going to find someone who's better than me, who does not have this particular flaw, so to speak? And I would say, hands down, number one thing to do or how to deal with an insecurity in a relationship is communication. You have to communicate to your spouse this insecurity or these flaws that you are sensitive about so that they won't make comments or they won't, focus or harp on this insecurity that you have. I feel like it takes away the power of the insecurity if you're able to talk about it. And another thing is if you have this insecurity and you find that your spouse is not as sensitive to it, make them accountable for it. You are not less of a human being for having an insecurity. You are not less worthy if you have a flaw because we all have flaws. I thought about this topic all week long and tried to come up with a list of top 5 things you could do to handle insecurities in a relationship. And communication was my top 5. I don't think there is any other secret. I don't think there is a, method to the madness. I think you have to communicate. I think you have to hold yourself accountable for your own insecurities. If you have to talk to yourself in the mirror every single day to get more comfortable and acquainted with your insecurity, then do so. Your insecurity is your insecurity. No one can make you feel bad about it. I think that's one of the reasons why insecurities even exist. Someone said, hey, I don't like the way your head is on your shoulders, like it's too big, or I don't like the way you look in a certain type of clothing, like don't ever wear it again. And we carry those comments with us and they begin to grow into an insecurity. Insecurities can be very unhealthy. People tend to harper on them and try to perfect themselves when we can't be perfected. I don't care how many times you have a boob job or how many times you could get your nose done. There's always going to be something about you that you're going to see, oh, I need to change. But it's not a matter of changing it. It's a matter of accepting it and letting it be what it is. I know that's easier said than done. And I just want to say that when the lights go down and your head hits that pillow, no matter what anyone has said about you, no matter what you think about yourself, you as an individual, as a person, as a woman, you are beautiful. And no matter how many times someone has told you no, there's going to be that one person that gives you the yes that you've been waiting for. And that's the person that you should be like, call me, you know? the way I look at an insecurity is the way I look at paintings. When you step back and you look at a painting in the grand scheme of things, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. But if you were to take a step closer and actually pay attention and dissect the details of the painting, you would see that it's actually the small details that made that picture even better than what it was. So as a human being, as a woman, as an individual, we have flaws. We are not going to be a perfect sculpture, so to speak, because society says you have to be a certain size, you have to be a certain color, your hair has to be a certain color, your eyes have to be a certain color to be considered beautiful. But we are all born in different shapes and sizes, colors, whatever. And our flaws are only minute details that make the bigger picture of us as individuals even more beautiful than we are, when you take a step back. So of who you are and who you want to be. If you can accept that you have an insecurity and you can accept that it is not going to deter you from being who you want to be, who you want to be with, and what you want to do, then these insecurities within the relationship are not going to mean anything. You can't compare yourself to someone because that person comes from a whole different walk of life. You are not meant to be that person. So I think when it comes to insecurities in a relationship, it starts with you. It starts with holding yourself accountable. It starts with holding your partner accountable, and communication, trusting yourself well enough to communicate your insecurities. Do not feel embarrassed because you have an insecurity, because even the most confident person in the world has an insecurity, whether it be big or small. And you have to always remember that just because you are not someone's idea of beautiful, that doesn't mean you're not beautiful, because you are. You're amazing. You're breathtaking. Like, I can't see all of you watching, but I'm pretty sure, like, you there, you right there, you're beautiful. And if you ever need to hear someone just tell you that, and not it be for a reason or whatever, just hit me up. I will tell you that you're beautiful, because what it boils down to is, even though the physical is what the first thing people see about us, it's the personality. It's what's in the inside that matters the most. So if you have a beautiful inside, if you are sure within yourself, then the rest doesn't matter. And again, I know it's easier said than done, because people live with insecurities all their lives and they don't know how to handle it, and it can lead to depression. But if you talk about it, if you take away the power of the insecurity, instead of it owning you, you own it, it would make it so much better. And talk to other females. There are other females out there that may have the same insecurity as you do, and you don't know. You speaking about your insecurity could help someone else who has the same insecurity realize that, hey, I'm the boss, I can own it, and that be it. I mean, of course there are going to be days where you're like, oh my god, my muffin top is now a pound cake. Like, what do I do? Let me go to the gym and let me run for like 15 hours so I can, maintain a muffin top. Or, let me just get like a thin layer of cake. You don't want the whole pound cake. Well, someone's going to love your pound cake regardless, and they're going to want to add whipped cream to it and some strawberries. Like, you just have to be okay with someone accepting you exactly as you are. Don't be as hard on yourself as you have been. And I think that is the perfect way to deal with insecurities in a relationship. And if you didn't catch what I said, it's communication. There is no other way about it. You can't go read a book. You can't go take a pill to make you feel better and make you feel not insecure, because we're humans. We are built in ways that are not perfect. So there is going to be that one thing that we don't like. Like, I don't like the way my nose is shaped. Like, I used to put peanuts on my nose when I was little. I don't know what the purpose was, but whatever. I don't like the way my nose is shaped, but it's my nose, so I'm gonna own my nose. It's on my face. I can't change it. I mean, I probably could change it, but it's a lot of money, and that's recovery time that I just don't feel like I need. And when you find someone who lets you know that you are as beautiful as you think you are, every day gets a little easier. Like, my fiance tells me all the time that I'm beautiful. Like, when I wake up in the morning, when I know I look a hot mess and I sound a hot mess, she's like, oh my god, babe, you're so beautiful, come here, let me kiss you. And I'm just like, but I look like death. Like, what are you even saying? But if you can find someone who looks past your flaws and sees you as the individual that you are, it makes it a lot easier to deal with. Life gets a lot easier. You start to be a little more confident in yourself, and you walk out the door like, what's up, world? Are you ready for me? Because I am ready for you, And I think it takes time. Every day is not going to be a good day. Every day is not going to be as easy as the last day. But progress is progress. Any small victory is progress. And as long as you're progressing every day, that's all that matters. If you have to sit yourself down and look in the mirror and say, listen, Suzanne, you are beautiful. Beth, you are beautiful. Do it. I tell myself every single day, like, girl, you are a hot sauce. Like, I mean, I have to make myself believe it, because if I don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. So it starts with you. And if you can figure out how to maintain and put a handle on your insecurity, then the insecurities that you have carried in a relationship won't even matter. They are going to be distant memories or thoughts. They may come and go, but as long as they don't stay and eat away at you, then that's the prize. So remember, you are beautiful, and if you ever need someone to tell you and remind you, hit me up, and I won't mind telling you 1,000 times that you are beautiful, because I honestly believe it. It's more than meets the eye. That's what I believe, but everyone doesn't have the same mindset I have, and there are some cruel people in the world. But if you need someone to call me, and I will beat them off with a bat. I'm serious. I'm the girl. I'm like, what was the I don't watch too many cartoons and comics, but there was a superhero. She was a female and she wore a leotard. I feel like all superheroes wear leotards, so that's kind of like broad, but whatever. There was a female superhero, and I'm sure I'm like her, but a lot better. But if you need me, call me. And remember, no matter what anyone says, no matter what you think about yourself, you are beautiful. You just have to make yourself believe it. And if you need a little push, remember, hit me up. I got your back. All right. Bye, guys.